Hi, my name is Slade Whaler, and this is my presentation on the Stuxnet and Flame attack on the Iranian nuclear plant. In this presentation, I'll be talking about malware, Stuxnet, and how it worked, Flame, and how that malware worked. I'll be talking about the aftermath of both attacks, as well as some attacks that happened years later that actually mimic Stuxnet after cyber attackers were able to see how successful the Stuxnet attack was on the Iranian power plant. So the name malware is actually short for the term malicious software. Malware is usually used by cyber attackers to cause extensive damage to systems or gain unauthorized access or steal data from protected systems. Um, Malware has many different forms. It comes in things like viruses, worms, ransomware, spyware. So there are a multitude of different types of malware that attackers use to try and gain access and damage to systems. So Stuxnet was malware that was initially designed to slow down the progress of the Iranian nuclear weapon development programs. It took the Iranians until early around January 2010 to actually discover that they've been attacked using the Stuxnet malware. Uh, Stuxnet was the first of its kind in terms that it was the first kind of malware that was used to infiltrate digital systems to attack physical machinery in order to cause damage from the inside. So the way that Stuxnet worked was that it was an extremely infectious computer worm that targeted and exploited zero-day vulnerabilities within Windows systems. It looked to infect those computers and spread as far as it could within the Iranian ecosystem. The worm was designed specifically for the Iranian computer system. It was pretty much harmless. Outside of that, it was only intended to do damage within that system. So basically what it did was it infiltrated the computer systems to check and see if they were attached to the PLCs. The PLCs are the programmable logic controllers, which control the spin speed of the centrifuges within the Iranian nuclear power plant. So once it found those target computers that were attached to those PLCs, what it did was essentially speed up the centrifuges and cause them to spin out of control to the point where they started to cause actual physical damage within the Iranian power plants. So Flame was Stuxnet counterpart. I say counterpart because Flame wasn't actually dangerous physically. Stuxnet was designed to do actual physical damage to the data centers, while Flame was purely spyware. And by spyware, I mean that its primary goal was espionage and to essentially siphon data from those systems and bring them back to the person who was actually infiltrating the systems. Flame was also able to take full control of systems and actually activate peripheral devices like microphones, cameras. It was able to track keyboard strokes, get geolocation data, snap screenshots of working computer screens, send and receive commands, and even transfer data back and forth from Bluetooth technology if it was close enough. So Flame was extremely effective, but in terms of espionage and stealing data, not as much as causing physical damage like Stuxnet was. The aftermath of the Stuxnet attack had both positive and negative results. On the positive side, it brought a sense of awareness to the operational technology sector. It gave companies a reason to actually put resources and effort into ensuring that those operational technology systems became more secure. Companies began to start implementing some security best practices in order to strengthen their security posture, basically trying to gain visibility, control, and increase the analytic detection methods they use to try and detect these attacks sooner. On the negative side, a study was done in 2020 and it showed that 74% of the organizations that do employ operational technology reported that they were the victim of a malware intrusion in that past 12 months. So the target is still on their backs, as you can see. Also, to piggyback on that, cyber attackers use Stuxnet as a sort of inspiration for trying to create stronger versions of the Stuxnet attack. So they basically used Stuxnet as a guide. There was one malware called the Destroyer that was used in Ukraine in December of 2016, and what the Destroyer did was pretty much attack the power grids within the Ukrainian capital. So that shows you that the attacks have gone from graduating to attacking nuclear power plants, and now they're able to actually take control of the entire power grids of cities. So the attacks are only getting stronger as time goes on. Both Stuxnet and Flame were revolutionary in terms of malware attacks. They were the first malware to be that effective in terms of cyber warfare, for Stuxnet in particular to be able to be used to infiltrate digital systems in order to cause physical damage to target systems was something that had never been seen at that scale before. As time has progressed, people have used those attacks as inspiration, and the attacks have only grown stronger. Both attacks also force companies to strengthen their security postures and try and make sure that this does not happen to them in the future.